Welcome back, Chad. Welcome back. How are y'all? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How was everyone's vacation last week? That's where y'all were last week. I was here, right here on the stream. Where were y'all last week? Like, I feel like y'all should have been here or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But no, I was on vacation, and it was a good one. It was good. It was weird getting back home. I've been home for a few days now, right? I got home Thursday afternoon, and I kind of worked Friday. Well, I worked a lot Friday, actually. I worked a little bit Saturday, a little bit Sunday, a little bit yesterday, but it's all been kind of like this continuation of everyone being off and leading into a holiday weekend. So it's like my vacation ended, except there were still not, I wasn't going full bore back at it, which is good. But it's led me to be like super anxious like for today. It's like, let's get back into it's good to get back in like the full workflow. So it was good. Tell the missus her pictures were awesome. She is really good. She is really good. She's taken some great pictures. You think you're confused, Brad? We're all just here staring at your empty stream. Were you though? Yes, I had a good time, no bod. So yes, it was good. So the best thing I can tell you about vacation is that it didn't go by too fast. Right? So I enjoyed every minute of it. It didn't zoom by. I was able to it was a relaxing trip, right? It wasn't like a go trip, which is what I wrote for Pen Addict members this weekend. I was not like a fast and furious scheduled trip. It was like chill. And I got to do everything I wanted. We got to do everything we wanted, which included a lot of sitting, staring at the ocean, reading, stuff like that. Corinne B, 34 months of subbing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Let's go. So that was an interesting aspect of not really going on a family vacation in years, right? To where like our family vacations was like, let's go do a thing. And while we're gone, we're going to do the whole thing and do lots of things from the time we leave till the time we get back. And it's all going to be things. This one was the opposite of that for the most part. So it was really, really good, needed. Embrant, 16 months. Thank you so much. Yes, it was a good break. So yes, I hope all your pets made it through fireworks, which here started pretty much Friday all through last night and probably will be around tonight, knowing where I live. So great. I'm working and lurking. Enjoy your lurk. Enjoy your work. Thank you for the welcome back. Thank you. So yeah, that was just like how it was, and I was like, I could do more of that. So maybe next year we'll do it again. How does Toby do with fireworks? It does not bother him. He will he'll hear some booms and kind of go bork, like a test bork to see if he needs to do more borks. Schmevelin with the 39 months of sub, and Greg with the 14 months. Thank you for the welcome back. So Toby's good with storms and good with fireworks. I don't know why. He's not good with other people. He does not like humans. He does not like your cars it coming in our driveway or your trucks. Jackie, 32 months of subbing. Let's go. So yeah, the fireworks, once he starts hearing the booms, he'll just be test bork, and then he's fine. Same with storms. Toby does hate things he can see. Yes. Toby hates things he can see. Right now we have like this wasp infestation out back where I'm actually having to have someone come take care of it today. And like he will chase those things. Like I'm like, get away from them. He's like, I can see him. And he's gone. But yeah, fireworks and storms don't bother him. Thankfully, like usually storms are just a huge thing for pets. So why is my chat highlights setting bugging out? Ooh, I can tag a suspicious user. Nice. That's funny. Okay, sorry. There's new buttons. I haven't brought up like the computer stuff. So this is the one thing that I'm bad at, chat. And this is well trodden territory. I'm bad at checking that everything is working after I've been away for a while or taken a break or some updates happen. It's just like, it's updated. It's probably all working. And then I see new buttons and new little lights going off. I was like, I should probably do better at doing the pre-work for this type of stuff. But I don't. Here we are. Get composted 30 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Really, really awesome. Hype train, yes. We got a hype train rolling. Our dog killed a snake in our yard yesterday. Nice. That's totally something that would happen here. I don't know, but Toby would play around with it. I did work in IT, so maybe it's like I don't want to work in IT anymore, right? I think is probably it, right? I hate being like family IT support guy. I was like, do I really? Naughty Zoot. Let's go. With the 5 gifted subs, Naughty Zoot, thank you so much. I appreciate it. If you got a gifted sub, give Naughty Zoot a shout out. Give Naughty Zoot a big shout out. Thank you so much. That is really, really nice. Really amazing of you. Enjoy your new emotes. The new emote order is in and paid for. So hopefully we'll have new emotes by the end of the month. We'll just add them to the list here. So we'll get some more going. Yeah, Andrew, I love technology. Like, I'm not going to play. Like, I love my gadgets and toys. When I'm set up, something like that's a technical setup with this, I try not to make it too technical. So I can just plug in the thing, test the thing, and kind of turn it on and go. I don't want to spend time overdoing my technological setup, which is honestly why I struggle with some things too. Like, I'm for Pen Addict members, I'm struggling with the friend of the show audio part right now, and it's really bothering me. But it's like a challenge for me to like get motivated to work on that, like that technical stuff. So yeah, it's just how we all roll sometimes. It's a cycle. And then I'll get a bug, in me, and then I'll just go fix everything. Just like, okay, I'm going to just go for it and do it. We noticed because he was rolling on it afterwards. Oh my God. That's crazy. That's crazy. Glad my vacation was grand. Yeah, it was needed. It was chill and needed. It was good to have a vacation like that. How did your vacation pen and paper setup work out for you? Thank you, CD Marsh. We will approach that subject. How about now? Cool Net with the prime months of subbing. 20 months of subbing. Let's go. Thank you so much. Vacation was excellent, Bullseye. So, let's see the highlights of the setup. I just started putting things back together this morning at this desk. A lot of my stuff lives here, so like I'll work a lot at this desk during the day when I'm not streaming. Did you miss your Hobonichi at all? We will include that in here because that is literally sitting in front of me right now. So the vacation setup was, everything's out of the case now because I'm cleaning up thing. Posture check, I really need that. And hydrate, I'm not a good hydrator today because I'm drinking coffee right now this morning. This is the first time I need coffee today. Just ordered a M1000 black with a medium nib. Nice. So we took this as our everything book. And then the pens I just put out here to, I need to put them in a different storage case or something of that nature. Let's see if these buttons work. Oh, nice, Threadist. Hey, look, that's you. Cub Van Marte, what's up? Thank you for the 13 months of subbing. Let's go. Almost on that level 5 hype train. What is the blue notebook? This is the Indigo Denim Masubi. So this is the book that I'm never going to finish, that I keep, threatening to finish. Strings and Pendles, hello. That race yesterday was intense. We'll talk about that maybe later. So this is the Masubi journal. This is my everything notebook. It's one of the best products I've ever bought. Tess, I have a Stream Deck. So if we can just rewind back to the technology thing, it's lit. I'm pressing the buttons and it's not working. So that's where I'm at right now on the Stream Deck. So there you go. Yeah, we'll talk about that. This was part of the vacation. This was the secret vacation carry right here. We'll talk about that in a minute. So the notebook was good. I didn't write too much, a couple of pages maybe, which I'm not going to show y'all. So yeah, that's the private notebook that I keep for myself mostly. I don't share too much out of there. Even if it's just gibberish. Sometimes it's just gibberish. And then the pens we took were these four. So the Nikaya Portable, the Fagianato PKS, the Sailor, Wicked Witch, and the Auto Hut Design 06. What's up, Katie Grows Creative? Good morning, good morning. Ilium, good morning. Thank you. That's where he gossips about you. I almost never write anything like personal, like, yeah, I don't gossip or diary like much. Like, I don't talk about my family or my friends or like, F that person. Like, I don't write all that. I don't enjoy writing that stuff. But except about Annabelle, I yell at Annabelle in my notebook. So these were the fountain pens that I took. I still recall you saying you were not going to get the knife on the pod. I don't think so. I think at the time we recorded, I didn't know what Will was sending me. So I got these for free. So we'll talk about that in a second. So 4 fountain pens and then this stuff and then pencil. I did bring a pencil, which I did not use. I'll go ahead and say that now. So on vacation, I did not use these pens at all, right? I knew I was taking too many. Hello, Addie. I'm glad to be back. Strings and pedals. I kid because I love. All right. So I knew I needed like 1 fountain pen for this trip, knowing what I was going to be doing, right? So these did not get used whatsoever. The Auto Hut got used a little bit. I've been using it more since I've been home. We'll talk about that. This is kind of the main pen I'm using right now, trying to decide things about it. We can talk more about that. And then I wrote the Fagianato, almost dry. Blogwalda, 3 months of subbing. Thank you so much. So I think we're essentially done with this. So this was the main pen. I know, right? I'm gonna have to put a call out to the TSA. All right, so this had the orange ink, the burnt orange. I call it the bullet train ink because I can never remember the name. But yeah, we're pretty much done with this. I was writing with it last night to finish it off, and I think we're done. So we'll clean that one up. So this one's going to the cleaning stash. So this was a great writing experience. Yeah, this has a plated titanium nib. So the reason why I use it up so much is because it puts a lot of ink out on the page. That's why I had to clean out the gold shimmer from this last week or before I went on vacation, so 2 weeks ago, because it was just like flooding the page. A standard ink is much more metered, but it's a fine nib, but it writes kind of like a medium because it has a little bit of bounce into it, which you can't see. So yeah, like this was my main vacation pen, or one of the 2 main vacation pens. The pencil got 0 usage. I'm a little bit sad about that, but that's just how it went. Like, I'm not doing a good job on using this pen that I sharpened on 6/8/22. We're doing a bad job with this. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with that. Then I knew I use this probably as much as the PKS, but I use this for regular stuff. I use this mostly for like journaling, writing, that kind of stuff. And then I use this for like whatever. Like I carried this with me every day because I wanted to carry it. And this is the Tactile Turn Ultim. This is the standard, which is the medium size one, right? This is the one that takes the Parker style refills. Where is my GT? I put the GT in the other room. So this was the launch we talked about on the podcast last week, but we recorded it before I actually had these in hand. I knew they were en route. Will was trying to get them to me before before I went on vacation so I could take them with me. Is the Ultim one wider than the metal? Yes, and I did not realize it before receiving it. For this pen, it works. Like, I wouldn't want the metal barrel wider than the standard or short. Short. So short is the medium size one. Thank you. This is the short one. Sorry, I do get those namings confused. They're a little bit not descriptive because then there's mini, short, and standard. So my apologies. So this takes the G2 refill. The build quality is obviously excellent. Like Tactile Turn makes great stuff. Tactile Turn has Starbucks naming. That is factually correct. They even shipped me the wrong one. Even they're confusing. They're confused on their on their products. So I ordered the standard, or I requested. I got this for free. Disclosure. Will sent me this and this at no charge. We'll talk about the knife in a second. The Bayard knife. So my request was for the standard, the long length one. I think I lucked into the better option here in getting the short. I think this is a real pocket pen type of pen. It's wider. It's very durable. It's ultra light, even though it's a wider diameter. I'm assuming the diameter is wider just from a wall strength perspective, right? Compared to, and I don't have the GT, the metal body in here, but you have to have a little bit of a thicker wall in here just for structural purposes, which you can't really see here. So the diameter is a little bit wider than similar Tactile Turn pens. Husband wanted a short, but only standard was less by the time they ordered. I think they're going to make more. I have to talk to Will, but it looks like they have like notify me's for these. So like I thought the standard would be the way to go, and I'd put the juice refill. Blade HQ has in there. Okay, so they were collaborating in this launch with Blade HQ. And I didn't even know they were doing the black when Will sent it to me. So they do have the black Ultims in stock, which might be an option if you don't like this look. Like you can, like if you know about this refill, you can tell, hey, oh, there's Brad's Jetstream refill in here. So it ships with the Schmidt something or other. Yeah, Easy Flow 9000. Ships with the Easy Flow 9000. And I put the Jetstream in there. Yeah, he didn't realize until he aftered one with the engraved clip. Oof. Their mechanism is so good. Sorry, I keep flipping this. Blade HQ also carries knives from a very problematic maker and has apparently refused to comment on their relationship. So that I'm very much not a knife person, so I wouldn't know that. Thank you, Evan. So these, so I popped in the Jetstream. I used this a bunch on vacation and carried it in my pocket the whole time, and it's just a banger, right? This is just a great pen, great design. I'm very happy with this. As not a knife person, I like to have like I have my one nice pocket knife, the Benchmade Proper. It has a red G10 handle. It's in the other room because I swapped it out of the backpack that I carried in. This is like, as not a knife person, this is like my platonic ideal of a pocket knife, right? Very thin, very lightweight, just does one thing well. It's, it's just a knife, it doesn't have a bunch of other like components to it. It's super light, super comfortable. Don't ask me about the steel and all that stuff. I don't know, right? Like that's not my thing. I just know it feels really good and is what I'm looking for in a knife, right? So like this is an old knife I had when I thought I might try knives. Like my wife bought me for this years and years and years ago. It's the Spyderco Sage. This has been a really good knife, but I don't carry it. It's like big and thick. It's big and thick. But I prefer this smaller, thinner type, like you can see. Like this is a reasonably small Spyderco, and you can tell like just the thickness of it. Ryan, 13 months of subbing. Let's go. Thank you so much. So you can tell it's just small, thin, lightweight. Now, not being a knife guy, I'll let y'all talk about the pricing. It's $200, right? Kobathor, 19 months of subbing. Thank you so much. Good morning to you. So it's $199, okay? So that feel, I mean, that's a lot. Like, look at the pins that's sitting next to this, right? So it's really nice. Like, that's the best review you're going to get out of me for this. It's like, it's really nice. And it's like, if I was making a knife, I think I would make something like this, right? Thin, lightweight, just single blade, just very simple, but with cool materials. Yeah. But like, I don't need more. Like, knives are like pins. A lot of knife people have lots of knives. Like, we have lots of pins, or I have lots of pins. So I will say I'm very impressed with it and very pleased with it. We used it to cut tape on pickleball handles. Spoke knives incoming. Brian's dabbling with something, just like not as necessarily like a high end type of thing, but more of a swag type thing. I think I haven't seen it yet. He keeps threatening though, so I don't. With spoke knives will never be a thing, but maybe spoke swag might be. Inkwell Monster, 28 months of subbing. Let's go. Oh look, Sarah. I finally found my hard copy that I've been looking for, and this made me get back into copying the book yesterday or this weekend, which I did a little bit. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I've been using the Kindle version to do my copying, and now I found the hard copy again. So there you go. Imagine spoke knives with knock sheaths. How does that compare to the Kara's custom bolt? They're really different, I think. Rewizzles, 36 months of sub in. So hang on, let me click this button. I don't have a bolt right here, but the bolt has a top twist bolt. So I like the side bolt for one. And I haven't gone through the bolt lineup much recently. I don't know their different sizes, but the big bolt is really long because of that knock on the top, right? That's push and twist type of situation. So it became a really, really long pin. The aluminum ones I thought were really good. The metal ones are very, very heavy just because of the size. So, but I haven't used one in years, so I can't totally compare to them. Knock 2.0, knock. Nice. Hopefully, I'm gonna have some news on knock stuff. A couple months, maybe. We'll see. Imagine spoke knives with knock sheaths. Did I say that out? Mike needs an Ultim keyboard, so we were talking about them, and they make Ultim based keyboards, like a base, the bottom piece. So, long story short, in the comparison, I prefer these, the size and weight of the Tactile Turns, bolts, and side clicks over the Kara's ones. But I haven't tried the small ones. Anyone else lose audio? Y'all please let me know. We're looking good here. Curious your thoughts on what, Evan? Oh, do you have a TI Scribe or any other bolt actions that use the clip as a bolt? Yes. I love the TI Scribe because it's the narrowest barrel diameter of the bolts that I use. Brad, I think I like Cosmo Hair Light Paper much more than bank paper dodges tomatoes. You don't have to dodge tomatoes. You're allowed to like whatever you want to like. But that's good. Like, if you find a use and enjoy that paper, man, it can be some really, really good paper. I know a lot of people love it. So, and bank paper, a lot of people dislike bank paper. Like, there's no doubt. I think I'm probably on the short side of the pole on bank paper on how much I like it, right? So that makes sense. So yeah, I like the side click Tactile Turn better than the bolt. I like Urban Survival Gears bolt action pens. I'm trying to think of which other ones. So yeah. I like Cosmo too. Still haven't tried bank paper. Bank paper feels like I'm tearing it, even if I'm using a fat, round, broad nib. Could be, yeah. Some people don't like that feel, that tactile feel, which is kind of like my Cosmo or Light thing. It's just like feels funny to use. Modern Fuel bolt action is real nice. I just have I don't know which Modern Fuel I have. I like Life bank paper and dislike Masubi bank paper. Interesting. Is all bank paper sourced from the same place? I don't know. But I'm using, I need to test the difference here because this one's bank paper. And then I love the Life bank paper, which I have in my William Hanna right there. But I've never actually done a complete side-by-side comparison. Random question here. I've been interested in Esterbrook SD, then I saw they were making retailers only go with the MSRP. Not happy with the $50 increase. Thoughts on this development? Do I need to just suck it up? I don't know enough about this. I haven't read, like someone told me this like right before I was going on vacation, and I haven't asked about it or dug into it. I mean, you can wait for retailer sales. I was thinking about doing an article just on secondhand buying of pens, which I think is completely fine as well. Glyph, I can package in the mail to you. All right, got it. I will let you know once I get them. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, was there a link to the MSRP upgrade or change in price? If not, I'll text Kenro later and just kind of see if I can get like the specs on it, but I don't know. Skogsy Midori MD seems to be pretty rough paper. Am I wrong about that? Midori MD is smooth to me compared to bank paper. I wasn't sure about the Tactile Turn until I got one. I think it's great now. My goal seems to be if I can wear out the side click. Yeah, they do a really, really good job. Will does great work on his pens. I'm a fan. Buy a used SD. There are so many colors people occasionally drop an old one to get a new one. Absolutely. So to like big idea design bolt titanium is nice and light and the only one I need. I don't think I've tried their bolt. I may have. I saw social media from Goldspot that said that other retailers were kind of say do an increase the cost of manufacturing. Yeah, so like my response to that was like it was a way to raise their price without raising their price. Like it was just kind of a. Brad just ignored a phone call. I don't know anyone in Culver City, California. Plus, y'all are more fun. Y'all are more fun than those people. So yeah, buying used pens is a great way to go. Seriously. Let's see. Both of these pens I bought secondhand. I bought this from someone in this chat, and I bought this from what's his name that I'm blanking on? The Nikaya dealer to the stars. Rick Leibson. So yeah, like I buy secondhand pens for like especially for my personal collection, like where I am, like I'm not always super cost conscious, like if I really want something. But I am very pro secondhand pens. Toasty treat, I got you. Don't worry. So yeah, like I don't hesitate to pick up secondhand pens for my personal stuff, right? Yeah, Namiki Wintervlad, definitely, right? So like you can't just go, just blind carte blanche buy the first thing you see. You have to work at it a little bit, right? You do have to work at it a little bit, do some research, look at the pictures, kind of, try to vet your seller as much as you can, things like that. So yeah, but if I looked in my pen case right now, some of my favorite pens are pens that like I didn't buy brand new at retail. So Threadist, the SDC glass is a really, really pretty one. I just acquired the ST Montana secondhand, and it's in like new condition with a great nib. Yeah, exactly, Addy. Exactly. Kate, 21 months of sewing. Let's go. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, so yeah, I should probably do something about a secondhand situation. All right, let me a secondhand blog post, right? Just to to make people know that it's like something very, very normal. Quixotic Fox, 19 months of subbing. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you're doing okay and being awesome. Yeah, and the nibs are easy to swap. I've had good luck buying on Slack so far. Good. I think Slack is a pretty good place to buy pins. It's a lot of self-regulating. Not that there's not problems in there that you don't run into from time to time, right? But you know, it's a pretty good place to buy sell. I have bought off Reddit before because they have a pretty robust, for lack of a better term, auditing process on like who's allowed to sell and things like that, and has a pretty good reporting feature for that type of stuff. Secondary market is not equals used goods. True, temporarily. True. Brad, what do you think of the new pen pillow from Rickshaw? I have not seen it. I have not seen it. There's nothing wrong with used either. Exactly. Like I'm about to sell a bunch of used pens. All right, so look, chat, I did a thing. We made sure we didn't use the pages. Do you buy blotter paper? I buy blotter paper by the tens. I love blotter paper is one of my favorite things. I'm gonna do a blotter paper giveaway on the blog, and like no one's gonna enter, but it's like a huge mistake, and I just think blotter paper is the bomb. I just bought another 10-pack of these to give away. I use them all the time. Like I rarely write without blotter paper when I'm at home, you know, on my desk and stuff like that. So there you go. Yeah, you can send me the link, Bruce. So I did vacation days. They make great bookmarks. They're literally in like everything. Like this blotter paper is here. Favorite brand? I mean, this is the only one that I've bought. So the Herbin blotting paper, just because I like the size, and it's thick, right? So like these sheets ship with the Nanami paper, and they're like a lot flimsier, which is cool. It's cool. But like that's my bookmark in my journal. So like most of my notebooks have this. Pin pillows. All right, I'm looking at this pin pillows thing. Oh, it's just like a desk plush. Yeah, that's cool. And they look funny. They're funny looking. But I get it. Yeah, who wouldn't like that? Unless you're like creeped out by that it looks like lips. So yeah, they're fine. I mean, it's the only thing I see temporarily. It's like, yeah, that's cool. There's gonna be a lot of. I think Herbin is somewhat expensive. Who sells someone else? Did you say someone else has blotter paper? Namiki Wintervlad. Get a pet. 19 months of subbing. Let's go. Sake make their own blotting paper. Okay. Yeah, blotter paper is like, I don't use blotter paper to prevent ink transfer. I use it to prevent hand oils on the page, because when I'm writing with a fountain pen in here, So when I'm writing, like my hand oil's here. So like I'll write with a fountain pen here. The ink and nib will perform differently down here where I've been rubbing my hand all over the page than it will up here. I noticed it when I first noticed it a bunch was I don't know how many of you do this, but when I'm writing in a book, I'll hold the page like this, right? I'll be writing like this, and then I'll run my fingers down, and then all of a sudden I'll write over here with my pen, and it'll be much worse performance because I've just drug my fingers down this whole side of the page here. That's what got me into using blotter paper in the first place. So yeah, you can just use copy. You don't have to buy this. This is really like for ink, like when you're closing this with ink. But you can just get a piece of paper out of your scrap notebook and use it just to prevent the hand stuff going. You don't need this. Like no one needs this unless you're like really trying to blot ink when you close a book, right? But like use the cheapest paper you have, just this extra sheet of paper. That's why a lot of times I have sheets of paper just in my books too, because I don't need this particular thing to solve that problem. Any random sheet of paper will do just fine. You use laminates. I can't totally do that. Like when I don't have my blotter paper, I'll use like this insert, like this pencil board type of thing. But I don't like the feel of that on my hand as much, right? So it's a little bit different. Got a pack of blotter paper off Amazon. Was it just like a generic Queen of Washi, or was it like a certain one? But yeah, I mean, blotter paper is designed to prevent the ink from transferring between pages, right? But for us that we're using it just for hand oils, just any random sheet of paper will do just fine. Papa Lock in 5 months of subbing. Let's go. Thank you so much. Whoa, package coming from Japan. Package from Japan. Nice. Handles are the bane of my existence for the time being, as astrology paper is sensitive to handles. Interesting. I use a blue shop towel cut down to size. That's a great idea. I have a roll of those. I should probably use those. That's really, really good because that kind of solves both problems. It's going to absorb any ink if you like close your notebook on that. Cut a piece of cereal box that I've ended up using under my hand when I write. Yeah, like this is like, you don't have to have this, but I just use something to block the page. Saw some YouTuber use a type of hand glove that only covers the pinky finger and the palm for handle. Yeah, I think a lot of artists use that. I don't know, Carol, do you use anything like that? Because you do just like really detailed work. Do you worry about the hand placement and touching? Or are you just moving like around? You say you use like a sheet of paper. Or are you just moving that around with you as you work? Yeah. You don't have to have official blotter paper. Any scrap of paper will do. All right, I have a fun giveaway for y'all today. I use the Nanami blotter paper, no branding. Can you buy extras of that, Miguel? Most people use them for drawing tablets, yeah. Use the copy paper, move it around. Okay, that's what I figured. Once you said that, that made sense. So I got back into the Hobonichi. So whoever asked me, did I miss the Hobonichi? I didn't, because I didn't need to use it while I was off. The Hobonichi is really a work base. They have it in a 10-pack? Okay. The Hobonichi for me, my planner, is really a work-based thing in my life, right? So if I was gone on vacation, or like when I go to the San Francisco Pen Show in August, the Hobonichi does not come with me. Because to me, the Hobonichi in general means work, right? And while I'm on vacation, I was actively not going to use it, right? I've missed more days in the Hobonichi just being on vacation than I've probably missed all year. And like, I'm totally good with that because I'm right back into it. It was like today, I started using it yesterday again. I was like, yesterday, it's like, I need to sit down. I need to plan out some stuff and I need to like kind of get all my ducks in a row for this week. So I was super happy to be back into it, right? That's a really good sign when I can take a week off of it and then jump right back into it. That's healthy plannering habits, right? Which I've never really had. But I found a tool that works well for me in this planner. So There you go. So yes, we are back into the planner as of yesterday. So like I sat down last night because we weren't doing anything yesterday. What date is it? Today is Tuesday the 5th. I'm actually opening that page right now. I was going to do some writing before I started talking with y'all, and then you see how that happened. Whatever. Oh, so the Nanami does sell it? Okay. That Nanami is really, really thin and really fun. It's the Nanami paper, blotter paper, is like when you were in school and you would take a piece of notebook paper and you would ball it up and then you would spread it back out and you would ball it up and you'd eventually get it to the texture of like a Kleenex. That's about what we have going on here with this. So this one shipped with the like the 7 Seas writer or something like that one time, and I've been using it for other stuff. So yeah, this is I'm gonna send this one to its grave one of these days. We're gonna disintegrate this one completely. Like it's shredding, it's ripping, but it's like you become attached to it. Like it's part of my routine. All right, let's do a giveaway because my voice needs a break already. I'm out of streaming practice for 1 week and my voice is already like tired. Probably because I'm not drinking enough water either. So let's do a giveaway. And I'm gonna go grab some water to complement my coffee. Is today mechanical pencil day? Seriously? Because I'm gonna give away a mechanical pencil. I have a very cool giveaway I'm gonna give to y'all today. Y'all are gonna want to enter this giveaway. Is it really mechanical pencil today? Because it was okay. Well then my giveaway could not be more perfect. Speaking of 7 Cs, do they make a B6 size? Have they ever made anything besides A5? B6 would be cool. Drip ink blotting paper on it and place it in water for a lower chromatography art. Yes. All right. Well, then I have the perfect giveaway unplanned for today. So let me grab it. All right. Oh, I got to get the other parts to it. Okay. We're going to do this very cool giveaway. And then I'm going to get some water. So, at Spoke Design. That's what we're giving away today. At Spoke Design, we make I don't know if it's probably the most popular pencil we've ever made. It's my favorite pencil, the Spoke Design Model 4. And right now, the Spoke Design Model 4 is only in the customizable options, and that's been turned off for a while. I think Brian might have turned it back on today. This isn't a sales pitch because I hadn't even looked. It's just I know I have this pencil and want to give it away. So when a custom pencil gets made, and for some reason, very rarely, but sometimes people return them. Okay, so the Spoke Model 4, since it's like one-off customs, I get a return, I refund the money. I now have a one unique pencil that I can't really put on the website to sell again, right? So I've had this pencil just sitting here. It was a custom build that someone made. So what this is, it's a Spoke Model 4, 0.5 millimeter, the lime green barrel, and an inverted black anodized grip. So there's all kinds of different like combinations you can make. And honestly, Tam Servo, my favorite Spoke pencils are ones I've stolen from returns, right? I'll show you mine in just a second. Hang on, let me show you. Let me do something real quick. Apologies. We're going to get to this, but I've been holding this pencil for giveaway for a while. I think today might be a good day with Mechanical Pencil Day, and I'm wondering if the Model 4s are back available. Not yet. All right. So on this page, Brian is about to turn this back on. This is not live yet, but you can spec your parts for the Spoke Model 4. Once you see this turn back on and not in a sold out state, you can pick your barrel color, you can pick your grip finish, and you can pick your grip style. All right. So what I have here is someone went to the site, built a lime green and black inverted grip, and they decided they wanted to return it. That's fine. That's how I got my favorite mechanical pencil, the cyan with sandblasted titanium grip. So this is mine, and it came from a return. Right? It's just like, okay, yes, I will have that, please. So this one, I'm not going to keep for myself. I'm going to give it to y'all. Okay. So this is Spoke Model 4 custom. I won't say one of a kind because, you know, other people could make the same configuration. Brad, why can't you dismantle Model 4 returns? Because these grips are affixed to the barrel for this model. We've, in the future, right, the 5s and 6s, we've started to make them so we can disassemble and use the parts. This one is not made that way. So that's a very good question. Very good question. How skinny is the grip? Let's see. This one's a pretty skinny one. What are these? 8.6. 8 inverse black. I think they're like 8.6. They're between the 8.3 and 9.2. They're either 8.3 or 8.6. My battery is out of my, yes, Loctite right here in this part. This section right here is Loctite. My battery is dead on my calipers, so there you go. Yeah, I had an orange and brass inverted grip. I think that was my favorite before the cyan, and I gave that to my niece. And they really like it. All right. So here we go. Let's give it away. And then I'm going to go get some water because I'm parched. And then I need to order a new battery for my calipers. All right. Spoke Model 4. Happy Mechanical Pencil Day. All right. Y'all ready? Yeah, so this is not the 9.2 size, I guarantee. I don't maybe at the very end, but not like where you grip it, right? So maybe the taper is 7.3 to 9.2, but this where you're holding it's like 8.6. I'm going to ignore this call too. All right, here we go. I'm going to go get some water. Exclamation point raffle to win. Thank you, Evan, for knowing my stuff better than I do. I'll be right back. Enjoy the chair. We're getting a chair spinny gif soon. Or an emote, I should say. We have water, chat. All right, I've got about 10 seconds left. Oh, what I was grabbing also was I'll include the erasers and the extra pack of lead that ships with it. Excuse me. Excuse me, chat. All right. Let me put this back in the sleeve. You know what? This goes the other way around. We want the tip protected. All right, then we'll have this and this. All right, let's pick a winner. Head full of ideas. I hope you will have a lot of ideas for this for this pencil. Oh, another one I was going to show y'all. Head full of ideas. I think not a first-time winner. I think you've won before, right? Thunder Viking, 35 months of subbing. Let's go. Awesome. Not first-time winner, right? Let me get this pencil back out. When we were looking at diameter, I have another one here. Sorry. So Mike was asking about the diameter. This is like 4. Okay, cool. Well, email me for at least the 4th time your shipping address and tell me what you won. I know, Mike, it's rigged, right? So I'm trying to see here. So the way the inverted grip throws it off is this taper. It's like really visually jarring. This is the 10 millimeter grip on the 6. So at its widest point down here, it's 9.3. But really where you're gripping it is probably in the 8s, mid 8s. Does the inverted fit into the pencil stand? It has its own inverted pencil stand. Well, thank you, Mike. I do too. Like, and I mean that in like all sincerity. Is like the long spoke story for me is why I wanted to make the pen was because of the Model 4 pencil. When I saw this, I was like, this guy knows what's up, and I want to design a pen like this. And then that's how Brian and I got started talking. So the Spoke Model 4 is what brought Brian and I together to make stuff together. Huh. So, but then on the newer models, we now make them more modular, right? Well, I don't know if I'm going to break it here. So, oh, this might be a prototype that's glued in. These now, the grips are interchangeable. We can remove the grips on these pencils. So, happy Mechanical Pencil Day, everyone. Let me write Head Full of Ideas name on here before I forget. We're almost out of this corgi stack. I guess I need to convert into using a mechanical pencil for the rest of the day today. All right, let's do this, chat. Ordered my first retro pencil this weekend. Does anybody know if you can find different lead grades than what retro offers? I checked jet pens with no luck. That is the biggest challenge I have with that pencil. So, what's the guy's name? Y'all will know. Oh, look at Evan. What's the guy's name? Is it Jonathan Veely? When will the Spoke Mechanical Pencil go live this week? Let me ask Brian. Let me ask Brian while we're talking. Yeah, Veely. So what's the name of his company? So that's where you got to get the leads that you want, because not many companies make the diameter that retro uses. And I can't. Can anyone think of it? Link his company name. Hang on, I'm texting Brian. Just Google his name. I'm expecting you to Google his name to make you Wintervlad. Legendary Lead Company. Thank you. So he sells the diameter that you need and can get into different hardnesses for that. And that's the only place I know to get that. I'm retired. You know what? That response is what a retired person would say. So yeah, that's the only place I know to get that. What is DL3D trading? It looks like a drop shop. Or maybe they just do drops as a thing. Yeah, it's a pretty color. I do love their side clicks. So, what diameter of graphite does it use? What is it, 1.3 millimeters? Something like that? Skogsy with the 13 months of subbing. Let's go. So, and it's not the diameter that I have a problem with. It's the consistency of the graphite. It was a little too smooth, too plasticky feeling for me. Which, the wider you get, they tend to have more clay in them. So that's not an unexpected thing. But I would like the option to try something else. Is it one? Yeah, then it's not 1.3. So it's 1.15. Thank you, Namiki Wintervlad. It's not something that is very common. So 1.15. So what is y'all's favorite mechanical pencil right now? Love the Rotring Cult Pen showed on IG. Let's look at this one. Yeah, I mean, it's just pretty, right? It's like the Spoke Model 4 and the Rotring 600 are like my two favorite mechanical pencils. And then I think it's a pretty decent gap to tier 2. So that's tier 1 is the Spoke Model 4 Rotring 600, and then tier 2 is going to have a bunch of stuff in it. Uni Alpha Gel Kurutoga, not the switch. Uni with the switch, Kurutoga with the switch. Wish they make a wider diameter Rotring. I get that. I like the grip on my Statler 925. Kurutoga Dive. Tombow Monograph. The Tombow Monograph, mega underrated pencil. Good call, Sleepy Singer. Carry, it's got a cap. Yeah, Carry's in that tier 2. Tombow Monograph might actually be in tier 2. Also, I need to reply to your email. Okay, work on that. Sumo Grip, shockingly good mechanical pencil. Not in tier 1 or 2, maybe even 3. Sakura Sumo gel pens, and pencils are really, really good. Brad, we need a Spoke Ultim Model 4. That's probably too thin. It would probably have to be at least a Model 6, right? Rattler Jen, 11 months of subbing. What's up? So yeah, if I had to do a tier list, it's Rotring 600, Spoke Model 4. That's that would be your S tier. And then we get into probably like the Kurutoga Roulette, the Uni Shift Pipe Lock, the Pentel Sharp, the P Series, the Classic, the Pentel Carry. Those are probably all A tier. Tombow Monograph. I'd have to think about it more. I want to dive so badly, most because they are impossible to get. I really hope that continues on. Just like it's right now, it's in the classification with the Platinum Curios for me, right? It's like, man, it may not have been perfect, right? And it may not have been like what you thought, but I really want you as a company to continue thinking about these things, right? When my Rotring 600 broke, I replaced it with a Kohinoor like 30 years ago. Which Kohinoor model? Damn, I mean, if it's 30 years ago, it's probably not too relatable, but I'd be curious. The dump grip is great for those that have bad issues. I'm assuming that's a typo from Sumo or spell check from Sumo. It's a really good grip. Yeah, it's wide and soft. Hey, Telecana. You know what? Brian might not be able to answer me. We're still running behind on spoke stuff just because of a move he is going through, and it is not over yet. So it's almost there. How it works, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably not something we can currently get, but I'd be curious. So let me think. I'm sure I'm missing some popular ones. So S tier and A tier type stuff off the top of my head. So there you go. All right, what else should we do today, Chad? I have So I have a podcast tomorrow I got to prepare for. Let me get my notes back out. So I guess on tomorrow's podcast, we have to talk about the Twisby Narwhal thing. Even though I think it came to a pretty straightforward, expected conclusion, even though it ran on a little bit too long. So hang on, I got to make a couple notes here. All right, I will tell y'all. Ever seen the Murex pencil? Just pictures. I've never seen one in person. That would be something I might buy. I mean, I don't know. That would kind of be like wasted money because it would be expensive, and then I probably wouldn't necessarily use it. So I am digging this auto hut, but it is going to be like some of the other auto huts. Have you seen the Twisby 580 Iris Peak to be released mid-July? Yes. That's good. That's a good looking one. That's going to sell extremely well. That's the type of pen they need to release after they just self-immolated. The smartest thing they can do is release the one thing that everybody wants. So I actually have a bunch of Twisbys I need to give away. I'm just holding for a minute. Like I'll give them away soon, but it's just like exhausting, right? It's like, God, it's exhausting just having to deal with them. Twisby Narwhal Finale. All right, we'll do something on Mechanical Pencil Day since y'all just mentioned that to me. Enjoy my breathing. Sorry, I'm just having a brain dump here real quick. Okay. Topic for the podcast: what is missing from the stationery world right now? Stationery market right now. Okay. That I may not can think about that enough for tomorrow, but I love that topic in general, and I like to approach that at least like once a year to think about. What it usually devolves into is what I'm tired of right now, but I don't have a good solution for tomorrow. So that's what that question generally devolves into. I'm just being completely honest here, but I'm going to write that down because I do enjoy that topic, right? Like that's something I am very interested in, obviously. Mobius, I will answer that in 1 second. Oh, that's a really great question, Neighbor Villain. I will tag that on. I'm going to talk about the Ultim here. I do have thoughts on that. I didn't leave myself enough room. There you go. So the Twisby and Narwhal thing. So I'm going to do this in the shortest version I can. Y'all let me know if I leave anything out, but it's pretty quick and easy. Twisby came out and said Narwhal's manufacturer stole Twisby's piston design, like stole it, like exact diameters, measurement, specifications, and is basically just lifted their full design and put it in their pins. And they had all these, they sent out this whole document that kind of proved that it wasn't the same. And Narwhal responded, it's like, no, it's not. And then Twisby threatened all the retailers saying, if you carry Narwhal products, you can no longer carry Twisby products. And I'm going to assume that lawyers got involved based on the lawyerly memos, releases we got from Twisby and Narwhal saying, psych, we take all that back and apologize for our actions, and let's all play nice. And so basically we're back to square one where Twisby didn't have a leg to stand on, which was pretty obvious to most of us, except Twisby did not handle it well. So there you go. Does Narwhal have a manufacturer? I thought they were the manufacturer. They are the nib manufacturer. Listening to Frank on Tokyo Inklings, I'm thought maybe they have some. Are they making all of their own parts now? I think it's changed over the years, so I may be misspeaking of how it's gone. Does that make sense? So I know they make their own. I know they make a lot of stuff in house, but I was wondering if like some parts and assembly were outside. Narwhal is very unclear about things like that. They refer to in-house as anything proprietary that they design but may have other people make. I think that's just like Kaweco nibs, right? Like Kaweco nibs. Well, they call them Kaweco nibs, and they're only going to ever answer you as their Kaweco nibs, but it's their specification made by Yovo. And at times made by Bach as well. So it's all confusing. Oh yeah, I should put the Smoltum in here. I'm already making a mess of this page, but that's okay. For someone who does not care about threading on pins, myself, I don't care how many turns it takes me to uncap a pin. This pin is a half turn. This Auto Hut 06 that keeps driving me, not driving me crazy, it keeps making me notice how few of a turns it takes. So watch, my thumb is lined up with the clip. Half turn. I've never had a threaded pin uncap this fast. So yeah, I don't care if it takes me 8 turns if I like the pin and how it writes, but some people are very adamant about how many turns it takes to open. That's the fastest one I've ever had. Now go uncap a Canalea or Opus. Yeah. See, that doesn't bother me, though. That's never bothered me. There appears to be some relationship between Narwhal and Pin BS, probably made in the same place regardless of who owns facilities. Yeah, like, I don't even know. 8 turns is perhaps a little too much. I don't know. I do it once, then I write, and then I put it back. So, who knows? It's never been a thing. Just like piston fillers. Like, I've never, like, I can only have piston fillers or whatever, so who knows? Good morning. Yeah, I think the nibs I always assumed they made like in their own factory kind of thing. is at least the way I've always heard that. The barrels, I don't know. I perform more turns. I worry about pen uncapping itself in a case. Yeah, I haven't had a problem yet, but I've been carrying it just for that reason. This has such a great nib on this. It is just so expensive. Like, I already know how this review is going to go. It's going to be like, I thoroughly enjoy everything about this pen. It's also 3 times or 4 times as much as a Lamy Studio, and you should just buy that. I have to be careful not to forget whether a cap needs to be turned or not when I switch pens. You won't notice it every time, Nobod. As someone who's never worried about it, I only notice it when it's super short like this. None of my other pens do I even have a clue. It's just not my thing. But I will say, what I do is I uncap it and then I keep spinning it because I think it should take more. That is one thing I do. So, there you go. But yeah, if I'm, like Evan says, if I want something quick deploy, we'll get a retractable. We'll get a vanishing point. If it's going to matter to me that much, we're going to get a vanishing point. Gotcha, Evan. Okay, so that's the as CY would probably also say, that's the Wancher marketing. Say enough stuff to where people think one thing, whether it's actually the case or not, right? The Wancher plan. But for as much as I like Narwhal pens, their nibs are not for me. If y'all know me and how I write, and you're looking at like this writing right here, like, I am never going to get this out of a Narwhal. Right? This is just not going to happen. Right? They're wide, wet nibs, which is good for their piston filling capacity. Like, I have no problem with the nib. They are just not for me personally. Not really my style. So, there you go. Excuse me. What ink was that? Glad you asked, Naperville. That is Wearing Wool Cheshire Cat. I just don't like how their pens look. The narwhals I'm taking Toasty Treat, they're big and can be strange looking. We have a Nautilus. I think I sent the Nautilus to Jeff. Like, the Nautilus is not for me. Yeah, but I like the Gale. I like this one. That also looks just like a Twisby. I like this one, but like the Nautilus is not for me. This is the Galen leather one. So I like this one, and it's comfortable to write with. It's just very wet. Look like cheap knockoffs. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Like a Wing Song or some of that. I don't disagree with that whatsoever. I like the Nautilus of the best ones I've tried, and it hasn't fallen apart on my desk. Does the other ones fall apart on your desk? I don't have any of the first one, the School Kill. I don't know how to say that. Or whatever the first one they came out with. First one you had did nice. Nice. Yeah, I think, Evan, the more higher price point, the more unique the designs look, but I think I get it. When Dromgo's got the originals, the testers were falling apart in the store and just felt so cheap. Yeah. I get that. I think I remember hearing that. I think that's probably why I didn't review them for so long. It's like, I don't even want to deal with this, right? So, like, I think that's one reason why I think the first round of Narwhals was pretty bad QC-wise, like y'all are saying. I was like, I don't even want to, like, I don't care to agree with everyone saying they're terrible. They probably just are. But now I've come, I don't use them frequently because I don't like the nibs. So Today's my first day as a pen and ink buyer for my local stationery store. Nice. What's the first thing you're gonna buy? What's your biggest recommendation that you don't carry right now that you're gonna say, this is what we're buying? Jay Rosek. What are we buying? Been liking metal pens lately. Birmingham's Ironside is amazing to me. I saw that. You sent that to me. That's totally not my style, but I get it. It looks pretty cool. Honestly, for being so cheap, I've never had a wing sung that wasn't a great right out of the box. Yeah, like I've recommended like wing sungs in like certain situations that just work, right? So they're okay. Sailor, nice. Nice. Good call. Both my original and Ebonite narwhals are great. Maybe I got lucky. I really like the design. This year's limited edition one, the one that I posted on the sponsor post. What's it called? Snapdragon? Was it called Snapdragon? That one actually has me tempted. Like if I could get a nib that I don't have to modify. Like if I could just get if I could get an extra fine nib, I would have probably ordered the Snapdragon one. If that's what's the name of it? Because I think it's cool looking. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Dragonet Sapphire. I thought this one looked pretty good. Not that. That looks pretty good. That one. I thought that one looked pretty good. But there's no nib I will enjoy writing with. Right? Do they even do extra fine? Medium, fine, broad. Finest is fine. And they have such huge tipping on here. Like, fines are like mediums. Took a chance on that Ironside. Didn't think it would be my kind of pen. Hugely surprised. Nice. Oh, that's a good idea, Evan, to pre-order a grind. I mean, they're a good platform to grind. Yeah. It's also a $60 pen. It's like not that expensive. Just get it done. So anyway, their nibs are not for me as they are right now. No plans for extra fine. Gotcha. I mean, I get it, I guess, but larger quantities of tipping makes custom grinds easier. Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's a good platform, right? More European sizing, they definitely are. Like this one that I've had up here was a medium, and it writes great. I also don't want to use it all the time, right? Like I like everything about it except it's a really, really wide line. I have one of the Narwhal Peter pens with a medium nib, and I'm realizing I'm not that fan of that much tipping. It's like a big ball on the nib and very dry. Yeah. Yep, I get it. So I'm surprised Peter Draws didn't say, let's make a finer pen. His drawings are so detailed. Does he have his nibs modified? I got a Nautilus at the St. Louis Pen Show, and I love it. It does have a wet medium nib. Nice. Since we're talking about grinds, what would be your recommendation for a minimum size you'd get stock before a grind? Even, I think nib grinders would tell you, even if you want something really, really tiny, like a extra fine, the wider the better. I would say medium. Yeah, like I'm agreeing with Mike. I would say medium. It does depend on the grind. I mean, for wider grinds, you want bigger, but the minimum size to go down finer, they would be, like I've taken extra fines down finer, they would be just as content going with a medium, taking it down to the same nib size that I'm requesting. If I don't want to speak for them, but it seems like I've heard that more than once. Both fines that write like mediums, Chata. Yeah. Can we talk about obliques? I've never tried one, but it's the same as italic. Not really. Italics are always, in theory, they're always going to be sharper. I've done baby stubs on extra fine, so yeah, I mean that's would be something I would request, but I'm not sure if we're gonna buy a nib on purpose to do something. Maybe. Bacchus requires finer or larger for most grinds. So yeah, the oblique is good. It's more of a stub-ish writer. It gives your lines a little bit of an edge just based on your angle. I've had one, it's fine. Like, it didn't... Yeah, like O4A saying it's designed to be corrective, not necessarily additive to your handwriting, right? And it was fine. Like, I got a little bit of line variation, but I have an EF Sig that I love. I do too. FC with a fine Sig. Yeah, it's a great grind. I have an extra fine one that's probably one of my favorite ones I've had in a while that RG did for me. If you don't rotate your pen, you don't need, won't like an oblique. Yeah. Obliques, you have to be disciplined with your writing angle. Yeah. So, like, there was no benefit for me. Like, I didn't buy it on purpose. I didn't say, oh, I need an oblique. I was like, oh, I came across one in a pen that I wanted and tried it. Like, the nib wasn't special for me. It was good. It was just a regular good nib. So, you also don't want to use like a Platinum C for a needlepoint. True. Yeah, you almost, in general, people never really search out an oblique nib unless it's to fix a writing issue, if you will. Right? Otherwise, you just buy you will get much more enjoyment from a stub, like a stub nib or a cursive italic nib, to get like a true line variation. Right? Generally, I show people will ask for a CI or stub, but once I see them write, I usually obliquify it a little bit if needed. I could see that. A little bit. To the naked eye, they would hardly notice it, but you could get a little bit of that angle. Was generally thinking about an architect grind. If you're going to do an architect grind, I'd start with broad. Broad steel. Yeah, if you're going to do it on like a Twisby, get a broad. Much prefer stubs over italic. I mean, for general writing, I agree with that. I like italics I like finer italics where I can get like really sharp edges on really small writing. But I'm not writing pages with that either, right? That's not going to go well. I'd rather have a stub. Sleepy Singer, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. Thank you for using your Prime sub. I have an oblique medium in my Lamy 2K. Definitely helps my rotation of the nice. So let me ask you this, Miss Cookie, just to follow up on this conversation and not to put you on the spot. Would you search out more nibs or that grind? Or are you fine with like, you've got the one that you like in your Lamy and you like that. Do you need more pens with that grind to benefit your writing, or do you stick with more traditional nibs? If that makes sense. I like the Birmingham 06 and 08 stubs. I'm glad those survived. I still got to use them. I have them sitting right here behind me. Uh-oh, F1 has invaded the chat. That was a crazy race. That was a really good race. My wife came in towards the end of the race, and just cover your ears, Annabelle. My wife came in towards the end of the race. I was yelling, "Get him, Mick! Get him, Mick!" So she looked at me like I was crazy. That's how good that race was, when I was just yelling at the 7th and 8th positions to make it happen. You also found you like an architect. It helps. That makes a lot of sense. I can see that. So that's interesting. Yeah, that would have been sick. He almost had him too. Then Max did Max things. That was great. Architect best grind. You Toasty Treat. You surprised me with that. Really? I guess you prefer wider nibs than I do in general. Okay, strings and pedals. I believe you. I believe you. The only yes, CD Marsh. The only thing I said about Daniel was to strings and pedals is like, how did he escape that start? Like, how did I don't know how Daniel escaped that start. When they did the replays, you just see the orange mobile just going through the cauldron and escaping like an angel, and then he never did anything with it. But Architect Toasty Treat, I really didn't realize that. Interesting. How do y'all feel about Zoom nibs? I think that's a great question. I will let chat go first, Ilium. I'm really curious about Gina Salarino's journaler grind. It's great. It's a little bit better than a stub, or a little bit. It's in the same lineup as a stub. Like, if you get me, if you put the journaler next to a stub, I probably like the journaler a little bit better because it's finer than most stubs. Like the 1.1 stubs, it's finer than that. So that's why I like it so much. All right. Lots of opinions on Zoom nibs. Zoom nibs are, when a couple of y'all have said this in here, that is one of the coolest architect nibs you can get, like a platform for an architect grind. I got a Zoom. I didn't like it because I don't necessarily like the angle dependent writing of the Zoom, right? But I like it a little bit better in the Naginata Togis because they have a more spear-like shape instead of a flatter shape than like the Zoom. So I didn't like my Zoom nib. It just didn't work for me. It was basically, it's writing like a marker, right? So I said, well, I have this cool nib platform. I sent it to Mark Bacchus. I said, just put an architect grind on this. It was one of the coolest pens I've ever owned. I still couldn't use it. So I ended up selling it. But talk about a platform for a cool architect grind. That was sick. I really, really liked it. I just got a journaler grind, but I haven't inked it yet. I like the journaler, but I don't know. I just like those steel nibs. I like those grinds on steel nibs. And it's it's kind of in between a stub and italic. At DC, I'm going to need to get some unique grinds on some pens. Yeah, that's the time to do it, right? All right, who here will be at DC? DC Rise Up. Do we have a good emote for that? Yeah, the journal is like a sharp sub or less sharp italic. That's what I like. No DC for me either. I'll be there probably. Bruce will be there. Toasty will be there working. Greg will be there. Strings and pedals will be there. What? You announcing that here first? You told me already. What? Crinbly going. I have a Pelican M205 that is scratchy on downstrokes. This is something I can take on by myself or send to a nibsmith. You can dry some of that with yourself. With like a grit, like a 12,000 grit sandpaper. I would just look at the alignment, with a loop. You could start with yourself. I don't think you would do too much to damage it or anything. Orlando. Miss G's, are you going to Orlando? I can't decide. You guys are lucky that you have so many nibsmiths around. There's a paucity available in the UK. Yeah, I've gotten so many emails over the years, and I normally just send people to Strings and Pedals, but they're so busy. And the list is generally pretty short. You'll be in Orlando. You're doing a journaling class. Well, I may just come just for that. I may just drive down, go to your class, and then come home. Just kidding. I'm very much considering Orlando. We're gonna have to see how San Francisco goes. Because I'm thinking about doing Dallas. That's the kicker. Depends on what I do with Dallas on what I'm gonna do with anything else. Because that's a 5-week gap from the San Francisco weekend to Dallas with Orlando in the middle. So going to DC Pin Show, but it's my first Pin Show. Nice. Katie, are you just going to go try to pick a day and go, or are you going to stay for like a day or a couple days or anything like that? Mike Allen just announced he's no longer making fountain pens. No way. I wonder what's up. I haven't talked to Mike in a while. Did he say what he's doing? If I'm not moving, I'll go to Dallas. Nice. I would love it if you were at Dallas, because there's not a lot to do at the Dallas Pin Show except for the Pin Show. It's so tight. Who does nib work in the UK? I'll have to figure. Day or two? Good. Just give yourself some time. It's a very big and busy show. All right, let's do another giveaway. Dallas is a nice show to socialize. Yeah, it's like, because it's compacted, right? Like there's no Sunday, right? So you'll do like all day Friday, be exhausted Friday night, do all day Saturday, and pass out. That's just kind of, and like, it's okay. I think it's okay. See Mike's Instagram? All right, I'll take a look at him. Continuing to increase the cost and the design decline in sales of the past year alone are sustainable. Yeah, I hear you. It is not easy. It is not easy out there. Well, I'll have to reach out to Mike. If we move, I'm told my husband going to San Fran next year. Go to San Fran this year. I'll be there. That's all you need. All right, let me do a giveaway, and then we'll probably wrap things up for today. Normal schedule this week, chat. Normal schedule. Podcast tomorrow, stream after that, stream Thursday. Thursday, I think we might do some ink sampling, because I got everyone's favorite product in. Can y'all guess? If I was going to do ink sampling and got everyone's favorite product in to ink sample with, what do you think I got? No. Everyone loves the Kakamori. I'm being a smartass. Yeah, I got the new drill log 1.2, baby. Everyone hates the drill log except me. We hate the drill log. I like the drill log. So I'm gonna do. I got the 1.2 drill log here. Everyone's favorite ink sampling. All right. No, not everyone hates the drill log. I'm making a joke from me, because I really like it. It does not work with a lot of inks, right? It's a very particular. It is a product that not everyone should own. Like the Kakamori dip nib. Everyone can own the Kakamori dip nib, right? Not everyone should own the drill log. Yes, it's stupidly expensive, and it doesn't work with some of the inks you want it to work with. So they did something this time. Toasty Treat, you'll appreciate this. They added in, we'll go over this on Thursday. They have a maintenance page now that they're like, no, it's not the ink. It's you making the nibs dirty. It's not the ink's fault that it won't stick to the nib. You're just doing it wrong. So here's their you're doing it wrong sheet. All right, see you, Katie. I like both the drill log is not what I think a lot of people expected it to be. But it is what I expected it to be, therefore I enjoy it. That's definitely a product I'm on an island on for sure. Very small party on Drill Log Island. Yeah, the Kakamori is a product that everyone can own and use very, very well. I should get some of these to give away, right? I don't have any right now. I'm not giving you mine. That's the only one I have. If you're just going to do like ink sampling and swatching, this is what you want. So You do not want the drill log. I want the drill log to write with. I mean, golly. Like, you talk about a product that was designed for me. Like, this is it. It's also a pain in the ass. Someone who used a dip nib to write all the way through college, I truly think I would have liked it if it worked. Yeah. Like, that's why I have to have, like, the drill log ink list, right? Not all inks work. So, all right. Let me find something to give away. Let's see. You have that exactly, the exact setup? Yeah. I love that holder. It's a very cheap holder, but, like, that's my kind of holder, right? Oops. Like, this is a very basic Tachikawa, like, dip nib holder. I really like it. Yeah, if it worked, it would be fine. It is definitely one of the most particular products I've ever used. I still like the idea of it. I don't use it that often. I need to. I don't know if I'm going to like the 1.2 more than the 0.5, though, because I didn't like the 8 as much as the 5. So now we're going even wider. Wider actually might be better. We'll see. All right. What are we doing here? What are we going to do, chat? What are we going to do, chat? Thinking. All right. We have a lot of old field notes to give away. Oops, sorry. I would like the drill log, but the price is insane compared to the Kakamori. True. That's the other. That may be the number one flaw, and the number two flaw working. The number one flaw is it's very expensive. All right. Let's see here. We have, digging into the field notes archives, we have the original Byline edition. This is one of the few really good for fountain pen field notes. Also in an awesome format. Also in one of the coolest releases that they've done. Then they turned this into a standard offering. It's got the standard offering's got the blue band. What do they call it now? I forget what they call the current stock version. But this was the original launch version of this product. This is a really exceptional edition from a construction and quality perspective. And the paper is fantastic. So let's give this set away. This is a really cool set. Yeah, I'm regretting giving it away right now. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this is a legitimately great edition. I remember I don't know if y'all remember when these came out. People were so mad. It's like, it's not my little pocket notebook. What are you doing? What a great edition this was. All right. Let's do this. You were one of those mad people, Tam server. What is wrong with you? No, I'm just kidding. No, that's not what I signed up for. I get it. All right, let's give this away. I'm so surprised they can't get the paper consistent from edition to edition. Chatta, they don't try. They use different papers. They don't try to have paper consistency. Did you know that? Like, not every edition is different, but they use different papers in most editions. Aside from their stock ones, right? Stock is always the stock paper, whatever it is at the time. Yeah. So they're not saying, it's not a paper inconsistency. They're actually making a choice. What kind of business model is that? It's the experimental quarterly release business model. It's like we're going to do something different 4 times a year. Seems to have worked. I like being fountain pen friendly would be almost against brand. I do think they almost fight against it a little bit. I think they'll gladly take it if they stumble into something. It is certainly not the first thing that they're even considering, right? They could not care less if it's fountain pen friendly. All right, let's see what we got out of here. But I've used several of these up. They're just fun. Man, this new Twitch layout makes it harder for me to find people. All right, bat streaming. Yeah, don't love the new Twitch browser layout. Feel like it's a business model that encourages you not to use stuff since it's special and you can never get it again. It's weird, right, CD Marsh? Like, I get that, which is why I kind of stopped using them because I always tried to use the ones that I got, but I get that. All right, let's pick a winner. Where'd it go? CoolNet winner. Missed the giveaway. Too busy buying the last purple demonstrator from Woodshed. Whoops. I wonder if we're gonna see more people like Mike. I think it sucks for Mike. It's just not. Sometimes it's just not sustainable. Business is hard. I shut down Knock. I've had to have these conversations with myself, right? CoolNet. Present. All right, email me. Tell me what you won, even though I should remember. Making stuff is hard. And just look at my friend Joe at Gentleman Stationer. He was doing retail as part of his thing. It's part of his blogging stuff. And he's like, I cannot do this anymore. It's too much time. I get it, man. That is tough. It's tough out there. That's why y'all are awesome for being here. I never take that for granted. Y'all are super dope. Y'all are super dope. All right. Seems like the economy is making it hard for some small makers to sell enough pens, especially when it's a full-time gig, right? Imagine the pressure of just doing the one thing full time. I feel enough pressure doing all the things. I have my hands in a lot of cookie jars, right? Is why I'm able to continue to do this. But I couldn't do it with just one thing. I don't think. It would be weird. Interesting to see large companies raising prices at the time. Small makers are shutting down because they can't get the sales they need. Seems like they're going two separate directions. Yeah, I don't know about all the price increases, right? At what point, when Sailor did their price increases, at what point, and then it's they come out with a new pen every week. You know? So it's it's so interesting. It's so interesting to think about. It's really kind of breaks your mind trying to think about some of this stuff. So I try not to think about it too much. Right up until the bills are due, right? Platinum hit the point with their special editions. Yeah, the last couple have just been like, "Erk," like the brakes have been put on, right? But like these bigger companies like Sailor, it's so confusing to me, right? People just, people just keep buying. Like, I guess it's okay. Like, I mean, like I keep buying stuff. Like, I'm not buying crazy stuff. Like I'm also gonna sell pens too. It's like, do I think people should be buying my pens right now? Well, maybe not, but I don't know. It's so weird. It's so weird to like really, really think about it. So everyone's got to do what's right for themselves, right? So support small makers. Thank you, Tabor Swimmer. I agree completely. Agree completely. So, Brad is mega dope. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, so I will have an unboxing from Gentleman Station. Before Joe, I've been talking to Joe just about other stuff. I was like, oh, I need to place an order. He got something in I wanted to order. So I ordered some stuff. So I'll have a Gentleman Stationer unboxing, but it was before he announced that he was not going to do as much retail. I think I'll have a few things. Like, I keep this on my desk. I ordered a couple of these to do a giveaway. So I love the little desk timers. So yeah, it's like a I don't want to say it's a problem without a solution right now, but it's definitely a problem, and I don't have any great answers, right? Small makers are great because they make the most unique stuff. Yeah, like small makers generally get started because they want to make something for themselves, right? And my philosophy has always been make something cool for myself and hope other people like it. And that's how we kind of always, like, that's kind of how we ran Knock. And, well, guess what? Knock's going out of business, right? So what are you going to do? What do you do? He's planning on keeping carrying Twisby and focus more on exclusive collaborations with brands and makers. Yeah, I like the collaboration stuff is the way to go. That's what I don't like keep a huge amount of collaborations going, but that's what I do. Like, I just do collaborations. I'll never do standard retail. I've always said that. I don't have any interest in getting on that treadmill. I've shipped enough products in my life to where I don't want to do that all the time. So doing the smaller stuff like the Opus collab, the Jodo collab. I've done Frank and Christoph a couple times in the past, so I'll keep doing that things. Retro 51s. I literally have nothing in the hopper right now, so I need to fix that. I like to kind of have one thing going that I'm at least working on, but I don't like to do too much, right? I don't like to do too much. Too much can be a lot. There's your philosophical Yogi Berra. I feel like Yogi could have said that. Too much can be a lot, right? So there we go. All right. That's it for today. Need a mini PA Opus? That's not a bad idea. Kinetic ball cap is on the list. Save yourself a job. Just restock the pink robots. I will never do that. Thank you, Chada. Good to be back. Spoke ball cap. I think I'll do a Pen Addict. If I'm gonna do a Pen Addict hat, it's gonna be big fancy. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be like Ebbets, like Slumberland Studio, and I keep talking about the Ebbets flannels, like Musgrave does, like $50, $60 hats, but just do like a few of them, like not many of them because they're crazy expensive. So, yeah. On the somewhere in the future list. Missed y'all too. We'll be back tomorrow doing this again, whatever this is. It was good to be back. And yeah, thanks for being here. I really appreciate all y'all's support. I can't thank y'all enough. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. Thank you for being awesome. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.